Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Adeline with adejuansartdolls. If you are new, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. In today's video, this is part 8 of my series of painting with golden paint, air dry paints. And today we are still on skin layers. We will do a skin layer today with this color that was already pre-made from another baby, but it's such a beautiful brown. I was going to do that today, and also I'm going to show you what I do with the fingers and the toes, because you got to keep them looking good. You got to make them look as natural as possible as well. So let's just get into it. I don't usually put this in a bowl. I just usually work right out of the jar here, but I do give it a good stir. And if it seems a little thick, and this does, we will put some more water and wetting solution in it and see if that would thin it out a little. It did. May need to be thinned out just a tinge more, but I'm going to see. Um, and we will start getting these babies painted with, this is probably the third layer of skin. And when I said third layer, I'm just referring to the color, the skin tone color, because we have used number 5 did 3 layers on that. Number 4, we did 3 layers on that. And this mixture here is between 4 and 3. And so we're going to do this layer. Now, if it's not what I want it to be after this layer, then I would do a red wash. A red wash will kind of bring the brown on in, and then you can proceed after that with some more brown skin tone. So let's just get started with the head, and we'll go on. Oh yeah, this is a nice color. This is a nice skin layer color. Oh yeah. And you just try to get it on as quickly as possible. And if you want the face to kind of stay a little lighter than the other part of the head, then you just do this circle around the head, and you kind of blend in what you want to keep out. I mean, you kind of blend it in, like, where is my top? Okay, here. And you blend it around the edges, just so that you won't see a line. You do not want to see lines, is what you don't want to see. Because once you get enough on this sponge, you can move it up. Because after this, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the next layer, the red wash just right now. I am going to do some creasings so that I can get my creases back on this baby's face, because just about all of it has dissipated. See? Uh-oh. See? Doesn't have anything around the nose, um, and around his mouth. And so we have to get those colors back, because they really do something that really makes the baby's face look shadowed, and it brings the baby's face out as to what is what on the baby's face. um, because when you have a crease, that crease is darker, you know, than the rest of the skin. So you have to show that. And I have to do the ears, and we're gonna do some blushing maybe next video will be some blushing and then some recreasing, because we need to um get this back on the baby. And probably by this the skin tone will take a turn to a nice pretty brown, because remember, you have 3 layers to do of that. Now, I don't try to throw away or make a lot of um, paint up that's not going to be used. I try to use all of my paints by starting with a lighter paint, and if I don't use it all, then I put the next color paint in that, and then I just keep going on till I get to the end of what I'm going to put on the baby. But I'm trying not to waste any paint. That's the reason why this is made up already, and why I'm going to use it on both of these babies already, because they both have a different skin tone. So they're both, regardless, and I've used the same um, paints on both of them, and I will show you in just a second. I will show you what they both look like, because they don't look the same, and it was because of their skin vinyl when I started. And so, yeah. Now, in order to get a little of this on the face, I don't put any more on it. I just take the sponge that I have with already some on it, and just dab the face, because you want to see light and darker spots in the face anyway. And you can never blend too much. I mean, you always want to blend, because that is evening out the complexion, the tone of the complexion. So you always want to even out that, and you never can blend enough. So let's get me a pouncing brush here. I'll use this mop brush. Um, but I need to get behind these ears, and let me use a smaller brush, but smaller, because I need to make sure that it's not pooling around the ears and inside the ear canal. Okay, I don't know where they are. They probably come off that brush. Sometimes you cannot wash these brushes, because if you do, I might need me another mop brush. So let's get this one here. Okay. And so I have plenty pouncing brushes. This is what I call a pouncing brush. Um, Kabuki brush, any of these really tight tight bristled brushes. This is very soft, but any of them, I use them to pounce out the paint in the baby's creases and ears and um, mouth, eyes, anywhere that paint can pool into, and that's what I do. My son and I, we went to a little restaurant and got a sandwich. We both got the same sandwich, only I added um an egg to my cheeseburger and I added bacon. And he was fine last night, but I tell you, something gave me food poisoning. I was cramping so bad that, see, look at him. He is really turning out to be a beautiful baby. His skin complexion is really turning brown, and it's going to be pretty when these 3 layers get on here. Um, I was doubling over last night before I went to bed, and I tried to use the bathroom, and that didn't work. And then I um, didn't feel like that I wanted to upchuck, but uh, I asked him to bring me some medicine to take for that, and um, not for food poisoning, but for upset stomach. And so he did, and then when he did, and I took it, oh, oh my goodness, I started upchucking everywhere, and um, then after that, then I did have to use the bathroom, and I thought, oh my, okay, I have thrown up enough. And so let me see if that would make me feel better. And for a little bit, it did make me feel better, but then it started again. And I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So when it quieted down the next time, I got up and I says, well, maybe I'll go in here and make my video for tomorrow, which would be today. And I came into the workroom and sat in the chair and felt sick at the stomach and pulled that trash can toward me. And that's all she wrote. I upchucked. Oh, I throwed up really bad. And so my son, he came in and he said, Mama, do you need to go to the hospital? No, because I don't trust them goons either. So, nope, I'm not going to no hospital. And anyway, I threw up in here and then went back and I thought I'm not going to be able to make this video tonight. I'll just do it tomorrow. And so I went in my room, and lo and behold, I was pulling the trash can out of my bathroom and upchucking some more. And so off and on, I've had to use the bathroom. I'm still hurting this morning. So I woke up feeling like a Mack truck run over me. And forgive me for anything crazy that I say because I'm not feeling well. That's my excuse because I can say something crazy and not feel bad. So, but just please forgive me for anything that I might say that's don't really make any sense. Write in the comments and question me on that. Just apologizing before anything stupid happens. But yeah, I'm feeling a tinge better now at this moment that I'm doing this video, but I'm not going to say how long that's going to last because it is like I'm having contractions or something. It comes and it goes. And baby, we're not having contractions. We make babies, but we don't make them like that. Um, so Um, please forgive me. I'm just not in a real bubbly mood. I'm trying to keep uh, a composure because I am speaking with people and I don't want to seem half dead. Um, and I don't feel half dead now. Don't get me wrong on that. I don't feel half dead at all. I'm just a little bit nauseous, but I'll get over it. It'll get better today, hopefully. I don't work, so it'll be okay. I can lay down whenever I feel like I need to. We're going to pounce this baby today and get this color on her. And then I'm going to show you how to do these fingers. If you do not want to put, because when you get ready to do the nails, you're going to have to clean these fingers off anyway. You're going to have to clean them off to make them look presentable, like your nail bed. And your nail bed is not all dark and brown, so you're going to have to make them look like a real nail bed. So what I have decided to do is the first layer of paint that I put on the baby is usually so light, it gives a little of color to the vinyl. If the vinyl is white or gray or whatever color, it just kind of tones it down to look like the inside of your palm. So then I will use that. But when it gets to these colors, I do not put that on the inside of my feet or my hands because that's just a little bit dark. I don't see too many people with brown palms and feet, not brown skin tone. There is a difference between your feet and your skin. Even if you are a darker complected person, there is a difference. So I want to show you how I do that to make my nails still look good. Um, so, um, because you have to actually paint them separately from painting and pouncing. You can't paint and pounce, but you can use very little bit of paint to do that. That is so pretty. Look at that. That is so pretty. And that's just the first coat. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous. So anyway, like I said, this is a quiet day for me because when I'm ill, I'm not very talkative. I'm going to try to be a little talkative today so that people can understand my process. But other than that, I'm not very talkative. And then to wake up feeling like a Mack truck hit me, you know, that took away whatever else I had. So, but I'm gonna try to stay with it today so that I can get this video made and possibly um because I need to make another video of my vitiligo babies. Um, I tell you, people just love those babies. Um, that's what I wanted, so, and that's what I got. The love of people to see these babies. They were. It was just astonishing to me for the weekend, and I just love it. Um, but my friend in Wisconsin, She just thinks that I'm just supposed to uh, trade her babies, but I understand she loves them. She loves my babies, but it's just only so much trading that I can do with her. And I love her. I love her. She's a sweetheart. I love her. And but we'll see. She might wind up with another one in a year or two. Who knows? Who knows? But she loves my melanated babies, as she calls it. And that's a good word to say, melanated, instead of saying black or African American. And my babies aren't African. They are Americans, but they're not Africans. So, and neither am I. So, um, and I'm not black. So, melanated is probably the best word to say. But anyway, I am going to get up some babies and get them made so that I can do a video on the babies that I have up for sale. I'm sure everybody is wanting to know what I have for sale. And even still that I show you, you will have to go to justsoapshow.com to the doll shop to order one, which will be sent to you with a small box opening. Um, there you go. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. My baby is coming together. It just takes a while. This is not a fast process, and it does take a minute to do. People think, oh, you just slap some paint on it. You can give me a doll. No, I can't give you anything. And a lady came up. Well, this is my last offer. I offer you $50. $50? Girl, it took more than $50 for me to put this paint on the doll. Um, Now more than I wished I could have sold it to her for $50, but it probably wouldn't have looked like this. But anyway, I have a crochet doll, and I'll show you all that baby too, one day when I'm chatting and changing, and I'll get out my crochet baby and show you. She has a head full of hair, and you can braid her hair down and do her hair the way you want to do. She's right cute though. Um, but I'll get her out so that you can see her. And I've even made her a few little outfits, crocheted. Everything is crocheted. Um, and I made her a few little outfits to so that she can change clothes. And I just haven't got back to her to do a whole lot with her. When I made her, I was doing a lot of crocheting at that particular time. And I happened to see this pattern for this baby. And so I thought, well, let me try to do that. Let me try to see if I can make a doll, a crochet doll, and I did. And so there was I had to tweak the pattern some, to like I said, you guys, it's always me. I'm not going to ever leave it the way it is. I'm going to do something to it. It's going to be mine when I get done with it. It's not going to be ours. It's going to be mine, and that's just the way I am. So I had to tweak the pattern some to make it be my specifications because some of the things didn't line up right, and when it don't line up right, it makes the pattern be off some. So I had to get it back on, and so then I had to tweak it to do that. But she's right cute. And I named her Priscilla because I just love the name Priscilla. But I'm going to make uh, one of these melanated babies Priscilla too. They're just going to have different middle names because I think that's a beautiful name, Priscilla. I've always loved it. Even when I was a child, I had a friend and her name was Priscilla, and I loved to just call her name. Hey, Priscilla. I just loved it. And so, I guess that's where I fell in love with that word Priscilla. Okay, now we have done the first layer on this baby, and we have been in it for 25 minutes. So, now, this is what I want to show you. Get a small brush, a little small brush. We're going to go back over her hands, but you're only going to use just a dab of paint. And you're going to go close up by her fingers, by her nail bed. See, it's a lot of intricate work to these babies. These babies are not just thrown together. It is a lot of intricate work that is done with these babies. And that was the purpose of me putting a video out, is so people can see what this process entails, because people seem to think that these babies are not worth what you charge for them. And they are worth more than what you charge for them. Mine are. And because I'm not slacking on the quality, whether it is a repticle or a um and then you just dab it lightly, just very lightly, not hard, just light, because you don't want to pull the paint off of it. And see, that makes those fingers look like they real. You see, make them look like they real. And I just, when I put the paint on those, I just put the tip of my brush into the paint. So I don't really put a whole lot of paint on the baby's feet, toes. I just only put just a little bit of paint on the toes. So therefore, I don't have to do a lot of dabbing on these toes, just a little bit of paint. And I don't a lot of times I don't even dab it off at all. I might dab it off on the corners, just so it'll blend, so that you don't get that straight line look, and sometimes on the top so that you don't get a lot of watery kind of uh, look to it. But I just, because you have to make these babies look as real as possible, because that's the intentions of them, is to look real. And you turn it, you flip it, you open it, you squeeze it, you do, you do what you need to do to get the areas you need to get to make it look like it is real. And that's what you do. And see, his toenails need cleaning off, but look at that. It looks pretty to me. And this is what the foot looks like before I do anything. And let's see if it's going to make a difference in what I do. That's what it looks like when I get done. It just makes a difference. I gotta get my donated baby together and get her shipped off. Um, excuse me. And like I said, each time that you put a layer of paint on, you should be doing this, because each time you put a layer of paint on, a different color layer, let me make that clear, a different color layer. When you're doing 3 colors, you don't really need to do this until you get done with the 3rd color. But if you put in changing colors or putting more paint of a different color into that paint, then you need to um, update your nails, and you need to do it this way. It was just when I figured it out. Well, how do they get the fingernails to look so natural? How do they do all of that? And that light bulb went off into my head. Ding! Use a small brush. Duh. You know. So, like I said, when you got God in your life, He'll bring these things to you. He'll bring them. When you ask that question, He's got the answer right there for you. And you be thinking, well, why didn't I think of that? I could have thought of that. You want these little fat hands to be as just like the original. I mean, just like your fingers look. You want these little hands to look like that too. And see, I have to go over and do creases. When I go over do creases, I will be doing creases back into the fingers so that they will stand out a little more. But of course, I can't do anything today because it's wet here. So you don't want to overlap that color of darkness with those paints, because then it'll run. And so you don't want to do that. You want to wait until tomorrow when it's dry, and then that's when you want to do your creases. But see how that looks? Now, I do have to clean off my fingernails, so don't worry about that. And what I use to clean off my fingernails is I use alcohol, 70% alcohol. I go to the Dollar Tree and I will buy $20 worth of alcohol. And you know how many bottles I get of alcohol with $20? 16. I get 16 bottles of alcohol. This size bottle, that size bottle. So, what is this? This says 16 ounces. Okay? And these are $1.25. They may be $1.50 now because they've gone up, I'm sure, because I knew that they were saying that they was going to go up to $1.50. They'll be doing just like the dollar store. Next thing you know, you go into the dollar store and things is in there so high that you can't even hardly buy out of the dollar store anymore, because they so high. You can go somewhere else and find them cheaper at some other store than you can the dollar store. Uh, they need to change that name because they misrepresenting what they started off doing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, we're in at 36 minutes. I am going to let you guys go. Um, I'd keep you longer if I felt like it. But I'm going to let you guys go and get your day started. I'm going to get my day started with what else I got to do, whatever else I got to do. And so it was very nice talking to you guys today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. This is the morning of the 10/6. So, and like I said, I'm not feeling that well. So I will be heading toward the bed to relax and rest some. And I will come back with another video. And probably we will do a little bit of creasing just so that I can show you all what I'm going to be updating on my creasing. And if you don't have some micro fine glasses, you need to get you some, because this work on these little bitty toes, these little bitty fingers, you need to make them look as natural as possible. And the only way that I make them look natural is I gotta have another set of eyes because mine don't work like that. So you will need some glasses. I got my glasses on Amazon. Of course, you know it's gonna come from Amazon because you know I'm just not gonna walk anywhere but outside my door. Okay, and this is the name that I bought. TM, I guess that's ANGO. And it comes like this in the inside. Well, better I turn it around this way. It comes like this. You have a little pocket up here. This goes around your head, but I couldn't get it to stay, so you know it doesn't matter. You have arms on your glasses. This is your glasses, and you have arms on them. And these are your lenses, and you just take a lens and you stick it in this part here, that little black part that goes in and out, and snap it up in there and then put them on. And you look through those glasses and you will be able to look. And it also has a light. I don't know if I'm getting into the picture or not, but it also has a light that you can see what you're doing. So, yeah, these little glasses, you get 5 of them. Let's see, it has a light. Okay, it is a light on there. So let me show you. No, well, it's not actually. Okay, there it is. So see, you see, there is a light, and there's a charger that comes with it, and the light goes up. It comes on, and then it goes up to a lighter, a higher brightness, and you have 5 of these. I the magnifying glass part, and it comes in this carrying case. I saw others, but the carrying case got me because I like to keep my stuff all together, and this does do that. But this is the name of it, and well, this is the name of it. And so they have been very useful to me. I actually wind it up with 2 sets, and which is fine. I was going to send one back and decided, oh, why do that? You already have it. Just it's already been paid for. You already have it. Just keep it. And so I wound it up with 2 sets, and I love it because I can keep one in here. I can keep one somewhere else where I'm doing hair. So it worked out, but these are things that you would need to have. That is something else that you would need to have. That helps me. Um, and just like I said, this is a little tip that when you start to put color on your baby, where it's showing up a different color, then you need to do your toes like that. You need to um, paint your toes up close to where the nail is, so that it would look natural, like your nails. Don't look at mine, but it's like you know. Now, I haven't put any blush or anything on the feet, so we still have that to do. You put the blush on the feet where the feet looks red, pink up under the bottom and the toes. I've not done that. So, this baby is a long ways from being ready. The paint is a long ways from being ready. So, you have to, um, like I said, take it with a grain of salt, because it's going to take a minute for you to get this baby together. But once it's together, it's well worth your time for what you would charge this baby for an adoption to be made. So, with that being said, again, I am going to let you go. I really would appreciate you coming back tomorrow to see what it is I have planned for the next part. This part will be 9. And I would like for you to come back to see where we are with our baby that is, this is with our series baby. This is Johanna, and she's just a love. She just needs her eyes. Anybody gets squirmish over the eyes, just look away. I'm sorry, but just look away. Um, but she is going to be a pretty baby. Um, Then I have to work on my Betty over here because, I'm trying to work them at the same thing. So I will be putting on a whole lot more layers of paint when it's gone. I've got the 2 over here for Johanna, and I've got 3 over there for Betty. So, I will be doing a lot. By the time I get to it, this should almost be gone. Um, so please like, share, and hit the bell icon and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my videos. They're very informational, and you can learn how to put your own baby together. Some people don't sell, they just make babies for their nursery. And it's good to have your own nursery and babies that you made, because one day you may want to sell them as well. So you can sell the babies from your nursery. But anyway, thank you for taking the time out to be with me today and listening to me blabber blabber, because that's what I'm good at. But anyway, have a wonderful day. Bye.